I will now show you how to use the configuration, including this diagram showing you all the pieces involved. Here's the radio operating. There is a 5-volt connector on the side. This is how you hook to a computer, and it only works at 0.5 watts when it transmits, but it's a great way to play around with the unit and not cause any damage, and we'll talk about that after. But there is a connector on the top as well for 12 volts, so that once you've got everything configured nicely, you can switch over to the 12 volt connector and hook obviously a 12 volt source instead of 5 volt, which is here, and obtain 5 watts of transmission instead of 0.5. A big part of radios though is just listening, and that's receiving. So all this talk about damage and that is with respect to transmitting, but in the case of listening, you can do that a lot, and that's actually what I've mainly been doing so far. So there's various tricks, but as you can see, I'm jumping around these different bands. If I push in, turn up the volume, and we can kind of jump between the different bands. It goes up here at 10 before, and I'm demodulating like FM here. So, you can find something like that and go, there's some noise happening. And go to a menu here and actually listen in different modes. There you go. It's upper sideband is what that is. It sounds like some data. Here's some footage from last night on the 80 meter band. If you want to decode what the data that you hear on some of those transmissions is doing, you can try out some of the different programs. This one in particular is called JS8 Call, and it'll allow me to see the different bands, and also be able to notice where data is coming in, and also decode if the messages are being sent with the same type of software, be able to decode those messages and have them come out. So if we're lucky, we're going to see some action here. There's some of that came in under the 20 meter band. You'll see this particular call sign, KN4 ZXF, with a message about someone else's signal strength. You also see his signals coming in on an offset of 1833, which is probably this line right about here. There's somewhere in here. I guess 1833 is in here. Here I am transmitting a all call, getting to see if anybody would reply to me. I'm only transmitting 1/2 watt. Don't feel like changing that at the moment, but you can see that nobody really heard me. They seem to be replying to each other, these two nodes, it's just showing you how you can receive data, which is the biggest part of radios. Transmitting is a whole other story.